Hello and welcome to the show. Well, I am so glad that you could join us today. Listen, we've got a great show planned for you. I'm going to be speaking with Marion Pollack, and she has a story to tell. And so I just want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy. This is the power of advocacy. We'll be right back. The Curry Insurance Agency has served the community for over 30 years with hundreds of trained representatives to assist you in selecting health plans. Curry Insurance Agency is the largest marketing insurance group in the state of South Carolina for Medicare Advantage and represents all major health carriers. Annual enrollment for Medicare Advantage is October the 15th through December the 7th. Curry's motto is people don't know how much you know until they know how much you care. Call Curry Insurance Agency today at 803-536-0889. Hello and welcome back to the show. Well, I'm here in the studio, so kind of looks a little empty right now, but that's because we are pulling things together and just give us a minute. I'm excited about all that's happening. This is the power of advocacy. This month has been all about advocacy. And of course, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it also is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And so I want you to keep those two subjects in your mind because today I'm going to be talking with a friend. I met her last year when I started my show. And she came on, and I tell you what, she's amazing, amazing. And so she's back again with us this year, and she has a story to tell. She's a mother. She's a friend to all. They call her the credit chick. All right, but she's also a breast cancer advocate, and she's also a breast cancer survivor. So without further ado, I want to bring Marion Pollack out in front. Come on from backstage, Marion.
Hey, Miss
How are
Tammy.
you?
I'm
How
good.
are you? Marion, you
I'm
look
good.
great. I mean, I've been seeing you, and I tell you what, you just look fabulous. I saw those pictures, and I was like, uh-oh, glam squad. Gotta get it. How have you been?
I've been okay, Miss Tammy. I'm not gonna complain.
And how is your wonderful son doing?
He's doing good. He's doing good. He's
That's
gonna be
good.
going to the military and leaving me, so I'm gonna be sad. But
Yes,
it's okay.
yes. Yes, yes. I know you're gonna be sad. Listen, so we're here to talk about breast cancer. And I've been talking about breast cancer and how it affects African American women more than it does Caucasian women or even Latino women, and how we need to be aware. So we need to start thinking about what are some of the things that we should be looking at as women. So one thing I want to ask you to talk to me about is, first of all, tell us about what you have been doing since last year, since I spoke to you last year. What's happening in your life?
I'm actually battling stage 4 cancer. And for a long time, I tried to hide it from everybody. I didn't want people to know. I tried to go in the comfort of my home. I closed the doors. I wouldn't really share it with a lot of people. I only shared it with my close friends. And I only have like 3 close friends that I really share my journey with. But, I'm going to tell you something. Cancer is really tricky because you can get over cancer. And then just when you think it's not there, boom, surprise, you
Yeah.
know? So I started this journey 11 years ago. And when I was about, I want to say I was going into being 33, I didn't really know much about it. I just happened to have a job where I was just blessed to have a client there that she kind of took me under her wing, and she was kind of like a mom to me, which she has passed on. She has been gone now a year, and she battled cancer herself. But a lot to do with cancer is your diet. And we don't really do right by our diet, and I'm guilty of that because I'm a big candidate of the wrong stuff. I love to eat the wrong stuff, but the wrong stuff is like sugars, and cancer feeds off of sugars. And you just have to really watch. And then another thing too, you have to do the history, and your family history is most important. And on my mom's side, it was cancer, and also on my dad's side, it's cancer. It's a cancer gene, very heavy. So besides me, I have five other cousins under the age of 42. We all battle breast cancer and all different diagnoses, you know. So it's a tough situation. Some days, Miss Tammy, I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel like getting up out of the bed. Some days my body hurts so bad. I've had multiple surgeries, multiple. I won't even begin to tell you how many multiple surgeries. And I always tell people, the lady on Facebook, nobody knows my story. Nobody knows what I've been through. I've been through a lot. And, to be a single mother of two, I don't just have John, I have a daughter as well. And it's been a long battle. It's really been a long battle. I mean, my kids are my push. That's what keeps me going. And right now, I haven't taken medicine. I have decided that I didn't want to take medicine anymore. So I haven't taken like the chemo medicine. I haven't taken it in 9 weeks. But that was totally my decision. And reason being is because I want to do the holistic diet to see, because I feel like the chemotherapy, it gives you like so many other side effects, and I don't want to keep going through all the other side effects. Some mornings, Miss Tammy, I wake up, my hands hurt, my feet hurt from neuropathy, my bones hurt. I don't want to keep going through that, so I made a decision not to take the medication anymore.
Because, Marion, for those that don't know your story, this is your fourth time.
Yep.
And I'm holding up my hands. This is the fourth time that you have experienced and have gone through this. And I'm sitting here like just trying to hold it together, and so I can only imagine for you as you're going through it. When you were first diagnosed with cancer, let's go back. For those of you that are joining us, this is Marion Pollack, the breast cancer survivor and breast cancer advocate, also known as the Credit Chick. When you were first diagnosed, talk about that moment when they said to you, "You have breast cancer."
That was a terrible moment, because in the African American community, we're always taught that you're not supposed to have a mammogram or ultrasound before 40 years of age. Okay? That's totally not true. So when I started experiencing the first part, I was having like it was like a lump there, and it hurted. So the stories in the house is, if it hurt, it's not cancer. Not true. So then I started to, like, it hurted to put on a bra. So I was like, this is crazy. This don't feel right. So I probably would have went on thinking it was a fibrocystic tumor. It wasn't. When I went, this young lady, she was my client at the time. I called her. She was in Chicago, and I said, I think I got an issue. And I explained to her what the issue was. So she referred me over to Susan G. Coleman. What Coleman did, Coleman sent me to a foundation down here that's located off of Hagen Ranch Road, which is a part of Bethesda Health City, where I'm from in Florida. So they did the mammogram, and then they sent me straight for the ultrasound. In between the ultrasound, the technician stopped. I said, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. But she couldn't tell me anything because she wasn't the doctor.
Correct.
But through the screen, I could see the black holes in the picture. I said, uh-oh, this don't look good. I got scared. But at the time, my father was living, so he went through everything with me. Then I had to have a biopsy. Everything was done within 72 hours. I had everything. I had the mammogram, ultrasound, biopsy, and I was scheduled to get a lumpectomy. That's how fast they moved. And it was all because I feel like sometimes timing is everything. So if I wasn't in the right place at the right time to cross the right person, I could not be sitting in this chair. So the first time was really tough. I was getting ready to plant a sweet 16 for my daughters to have. And I had to cancel everything because, it's like, what do you do? So
Right.
I had they did the lumpectomy. I started the treatments. But when I took the PET scan, it had moved and the notes. So they took out some notes. Here is another set of treatments. I'm like, okay. So we go through that. Then I went through the part where I had to have the radiation. And I've been burned twice by radiation.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah,
Wow.
and yeah, not so good.
So Marion, did you have a mastectomy? Did
Yes,
you have the first time?
the first time I had a lumpectomy.
To me, and so then the
Second
second time.
time, yeah, the second time they took breasts. So, it's like where the cancer is now. I kept thinking it was scar tissue because I had to wear a port. And we were hoping it was scar tissue, but it's directly on the chest wall. So with it being on the actual chest wall, it's kind of like a little sensitive place. And I want to say about a year ago, it wasn't moving, but then it started moving. So this is my thing. I told them I'm not taking any more surgeries. Whatever it's gonna be, it's gonna be. Because I feel like if you keep letting a person open you up, close you back, open you up, close you, when air hits cancer, it spreads. So
Breads.
I don't want to be a scientific dummy. Like, I'm not saying that the doctors I have are not good because they are. I have like the best doctors. And like honestly, I have the best doctors that money could ever buy for the type of clientele I have. But I don't want any surgeries. And you get to a point, like I'm at this point right now, Miss Tammy. I don't want no more surgeries. I don't want no more medication. I just don't want it. So this is why I feel that I want to go the holistic medicine way because like I say, diet is always important with everything you do. But I stress to women that are 40 and under, go get checked. It could be in your history and you don't know about it because we don't talk about it, and stuff like that. But it's very important. Go get checked.
Yeah.
It's just the bottom line. Don't wait until it hits your front door.
Yeah. And as you and I talked before, and like I said, this is your fourth time that you are battling, and this time is stage 4. And one of the questions that comes to mind when I think about it and is what is your biggest self-discovery or revelation during this time?
The list can go on and on and on and on. But I'm gonna tell you something. I have to. I seek my trust, and I talk to my pastor a lot because Miss Tammy. Sometimes I'm gonna be honest with you, and it made me sad. But sometimes I'm depressed a lot. Sometimes when people see me post stuff on the computer, I'm really posting my story. It's just in bits and pieces. But I depend on my church family for a lot. And my pastor and my first lady, my biggest supporters. My biggest supporters. And sometimes if it wasn't for me having that sanctuary, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
There's plenty of times I done been through a lot of stuff that people don't know about. All they look is the glory that's on that computer, but
That's right. Yeah. They don't know your story, right? They see the glory, but they don't know the story. So, Marion, talking with you, And I know this is hard for you, and I thank you for opening up and sharing what you're going through in your journey on the Tammy Show. I want to ask you about obstacles because before we talked last year, you talked about obstacles, but then you talked about your angel. And what obstacles now are you facing that you see that may cause you not to be able to heal in the way that you want to heal? Are there any obstacles that you're facing at this point?
You know, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to be honest with you. Relationship obstacles are really, it is terrible. It is terrible because, I'm going to tell you something, Miss Tammy. Guys, okay? I know I'm young. Of course, one day, you want to be in a relationship, you want to be married, you want to be all that good stuff. But guys they're very tricky. Okay. And when I say tricky, when you explain to them, about your health issues and stuff like that, they don't want a part of it, you know? So that's like a big obstacle. But, everything else, I learned to cope with it. I learned how to deal with a lot of stuff. I really do. You know,
Yeah.
I have wonderful friends that try to do things for me and stuff like that. But, I learned how to deal with it. I had to go back and start going to counseling and stuff like that because, like I say, when you're by yourself, that's when I think a lot. I think a lot when I'm alone. But
Yeah.
those are basically my obstacles.
Wow. And one of the things that I want to say to you is sometimes people don't understand whether they're, and you talk about your relationship with men. Sometimes men just don't get it. And so that probably was not the right man for you. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And God will send you that person. And I know you being young, how hard that can be, but just know that, like you say, God's got you. He's got you. I say this, Marion, having known you for the last year that we've been communicating, been friends, God has got you. I mean, He has more work for you to do. And one of the things that I want you to do right now is to talk to women out here and talk to them about having that support system, because you talked about one of your angels, and now your angel is no longer with you, because she is gone. And I remember you talking so well about her and how that support system works, because what I'm hearing you tell me is being how you being depressed. And what I want women to understand is that we all are going to go through something, and you are going to have those moments of depression. But what is it that you do to keep moving on, Marion? What is it that keeps you motivated and keeps you going?
I go all the time. I go, when I tell you, Miss Timmy, I go all the time. I go functionally all the time. I don't care. I make sure I do for me because I am the most important person in my life. Okay, I do a mobile nail business. A lot of people know where in my local city, they know I do mobile nails. That lady that was a good friend of mine, she came from a country club by the name of Hunter's Run. I have a community there. They love me. They support me no matter what it is I do. They support me. Probably a few of them are on the show, Miss Tammy. I'm going to tell you. They probably watching. But, they support me so much. And most of my friends there, because those are my friends, they are over 65s. So I have a lot of retirees that are in my life, and a lot of strong women that have kids that have been through stuff like that. Like I told you, my church family, I try to do stuff. If I act any way that I'm not supposed to act, I thank God for my pastor, because he will call me. He don't care what time it is. He will tell me, you can't do that. And I know one day I was throwing a temper tantrum some months ago, and I was like, I feel like throwing in the towel. I'm just giving up. And I put it out there on social media. And I got so many phone calls till it was just unreal. Like the support that I have from friends and people that look up to me and people that depend on me. And then I have my three personal friends that are local here with me. And one is a guy, and his name is Greg, and he been with me through a lot of stuff. Like we've been friends ever since we was kids. And then, when I want to act out, because I have those moments now, Miss Tammy, where I
Right.
want to just
Right.
act out. These
Right.
are the people that they pull me back together, besides my family. And like, my sister, she like a mother. She like a mother to me and my brothers. And it's those moments, it takes that whole group of people to keep me
Keep you
together.
going. And
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I want people to understand, because there may be someone out here that's listening, Marion, that's going through some of the same things that you're going through, and they're not able to articulate that. They're not able to talk about it like you are. What you're doing is giving us the real deal. Because, see, a lot of times people will come on and talk about being a breast cancer advocate and a survivor, but they don't talk about the side where, yes, I'm really going through. And so I really appreciate you for sharing that, sharing that with us. But I do want you to tell women right now, what's the message that you want women who are hesitant to get a mammogram? What's that message for them today?
Get it. Don't wait until it hits your front door. Get it. It's okay. It's either going to be one or two. Either you're going to have it or you're not.
Yeah. And Marion, one of the things that you said was about cancer in your family. I know too well that you should also get checked, because you have cancer in your family, and really get those genes, because they do testing now, and that they can do testing now to tell if you have that specific gene.
Specific genes.
And if
Yep.
if you do, some like Angela Jolie, she went on and said, "You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and have the mastectomy, because I don't want that chance that gene is going to cause me to have breast cancer moving forward." What are some of the things that, when it comes to finances, when it comes to being able to pay for treatment? Right now, you're not doing the treatment. But for those women out there, tell them what they can do. Because some women, as we know in the African American community, we're thinking we don't have the money to go to the doctor. What do you say to that, Marion?
So what you do, I know Coleman gave me $250,000 grant. I was the first grantee for South Florida. But they do have money at different hospitals. You just have to go in and tell them you're looking for the indigent program or the low cost, mammograms, ultrasounds. There's money there. You just got to know the right words to say. And normally when you go in and you say indigent, they'll take you where you need to go, because mostly every hospital and places like that, they have people, they have PAPS, they have American Cancer Society, they have places that does stuff.
And
Hmm.
so, therefore, it's important for you to be your own advocate, is what I hear you saying.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Being an advocate, talk about being a breast cancer advocate. What have you been doing lately? Because I know you've been out there talking through all of this. You're still talking to people. What have you been doing in the community?
Well, actually, people just know how to find me. Miss Tammy, the last 2 weeks I've been on a little break, and I'm gonna tell you why. Marion is really on crutches.
No. What happened? You
I
fell?
had a major, yes, I had a major accident on my birthday, and I actually been on crutches for 2 weeks.
Oh,
So
no.
I've been really telling my pieces of my story through Facebook. But yeah, I've been on crutches. I messed up my right leg, so right now, I sprained my ankle. I took I was on a lift scooter with a friend guy of mine, and he took me out for my birthday, and it went south, and the scooter malfunctioned and threw me off, and now that's my
Oh
that's my
no.
result. Yeah.
Wow.
So I will be doing something. Well, I was supposed to be like the whole month. I was supposed to be her guest speaker the whole month on the Miss Millionaires show. But
Mm-hmm.
since this little incident, we had to take a little turn. But I will be going live on location. I also have been on the ATL show. I was the
Okay.
guest on the ATL show just recently.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also I'm gonna be speaking on Sunday at a church. They invited me, as breast cancer survivor Sunday at this church. It's actually my cousin's church. And I'm
Okay.
so thrilled because they look up to me. They think I'm so wonderful. But now they know I'm on crutches. That was gonna be the surprise. Me
Well,
dragging my leg.
look,
That's a surprise.
that's a surprise for me. So, Marion, what's the message and the takeaway that you want women to get from this interview? What is the takeaway?
So the takeaway, if you get depressed, get around some positive people that can lift you up. When you feeling down, get around those people that tell you, oh, if you quit, the story is gonna end. And those are the type of friends I have. When I want to give up, they say, oh no, your life don't belong to me anymore. It belongs to us. We're part of your life now, you know.
That's wonderful. So the main message that I hear you talking about is that support system, friends
It's
that you
important.
have, family and friends. That's the important part, because a lot of women may or may not have that. And so even if they have friends in their local churches, and and when they go to the grocery store, hey, just somebody that you can kind of talk with and be there with. Marion, I always love talking with you, and all that you've been through. And boy, you're in my prayers, and I really want to thank you for being so transparent. When you come on the show, it's always you always tell it like it is, and I'm so grateful for that. And I'll be praying for you, Marion. It's all right. It's all right. God's got you,
It's
girl.
okay.
Yeah, it's okay. What did I tell you when we came on? He's got more work for you to do. And so, as a part of having more work for you to do, that's the good thing about being an advocate and talking with other women and being transparent, so that they know they're not the only one going through it.
Mm-mm.
So now what my favorite thing is. What are your 3 words that describe Marion?
Well, I work hard. I love having fun, and I stand on faith.
All
That's
right.
it.
Work hard, love having fun, and stand on faith.
Faith.
Well, faith. I tell you what, Marion, you're a trooper. 4 times, 4 times, and you're gonna beat this one. I
I
already
sure
see it.
am.
Punching it. You gonna beat this one. You're gonna beat this one. Listen, tell the family I said hello, and again, I want to thank you so much for being on the show, Marion, and I love you. And
I love you too, Miss
if I'm
Tammy.
here, if there, I love you. If there's anything I can do for you, please let me know.
I know. I love you too, Miss Tammy.
Okay, Marion, take care of yourself and tell everybody I said hello. All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a blessed one. Bye bye.
You too. Bye bye. Wow. Marion Pollack, breast cancer survivor, advocate, and the credit chick. When I tell you, wow, 4th time stage 4 cancer. I'm just going to tell you a little bit. Among women younger than 45, breast cancer incidence is higher among African American women than white women. Younger women in general and younger African American women in particular are more likely to present with a triple negative subtype of the disease. And that subtype is both more aggressive and associated with a higher mortality. Over the past 20 years, despite the universal drop in mortality rates, we've seen a rise in the incidence of breast cancer in African American women. And again, breast cancer has the highest mortality rate of cancer in women between the ages of 20 and 59. And African American women have a 31% breast cancer mortality rate, which is the highest of any U.S. racial or ethnic group. That says a lot. So it's great that you get tested. Remember, you have to get tested. Listen, we're going to come right back in a minute, and I'm going to say some final words because Marion kind of got me on that one today. We'll be right back. The Curry Insurance Agency has served the community for over 30 years with hundreds of trained representatives to assist you in selecting health plans. Curry Insurance Agency is the largest marketing insurance group in the state of South Carolina for Medicare Advantage and represents all major health carriers. Annual enrollment for Medicare Advantage is October the 15th through December the 7th. Curry's motto is people don't know how much you know until they know how much you care. Call Curry Insurance Agency today at 803-536-0889. The Cecil Williams South Carolina Civil Rights Museum is the Palmetto State's first and only museum. It honors a generation of people, black and white, throughout the state of South Carolina who deserve to be remembered for their unselfish commitments and sacrifices. Enjoy an immersive and entertaining virtual tour. For more information, visit www.cecilwilliams.com. Welcome back to the show. Well, if you missed the first part of the show, we were talking with Marion Pollack, who's a breast cancer survivor as well as an advocate, and she just shared that she is now going through stage 4 breast cancer, and this is her 4th time through that. I just wanted to say some final words. I just want you all to pray for each other. The other thing that I wanted to say is out here, we as women, we have to take care of ourselves. Tammy, one-on-one. Now it's self-care. It's about taking care of ourselves. So if that means that you've got to go to the doctor, leave work, go to the doctor, please do that. Please do that. I mean, it is so important for us to be our own advocates for ourselves. And so I'm urging you to do that. Listen, we're going to come back next week. This is still the power of advocacy, and you're going to meet Master Sergeant Carrie Thomas. She's going to be talking about domestic violence. And I'm telling you, you got to hear that story because that's a story. And I'm looking forward to having her on the show. Again, I want to thank producer Alicia and my assistant producer Tiana. Thank you, Tiana. She's in the control room. Remember, please subscribe to the Tammy Show on the YouTube channel. It's Tammy TV Show on YouTube. Remember, be a blessing. Let us be a blessing to somebody today and every day. I can't say that enough. Be a blessing. Let me tell you. I'm getting ready to cry because all I want you to do is be a blessing to somebody. All right? Have a safe and wonderful week. Remember, wear your mask, social distance, and wash your hands. Again, I want to thank you for joining the show. Until the next time, take care of yourself and be safe. Bye-bye.